kidney damage doesn't start with pain. It starts silently. By the time you feel something is wrong, your kidney function may have already dropped significantly, and for many people over 60, that decline is already happening. Here's the part most people don't realize. Some of the foods you believe are healthy, like whole grains, beans, and certain vegetables, can actually make things worse. Not because they're bad, but because of potassium. When your kidneys weaken, they can't remove excess potassium the way they used to. It begins to build up in your blood, and over time, that can affect your heart rhythm and push your lab numbers in the wrong direction. Today, we're not talking about strict diets or giving everything up. We're looking at 10 simple low-potassium foods that can help reduce the load on your kidneys. These are practical choices you can start using right away. So as you watch, pay attention to the small details, because these are the kinds of changes that can quietly protect your kidneys over time. Let's get started. Number 1, egg whites. This might seem like a simple choice, clean, low in fat, and easy to prepare. But its real impact goes far beyond basic nutrition, especially when potassium levels start to matter. Egg whites are naturally very low in potassium. That means they place far less strain on your kidneys than many other protein sources. And as kidney function declines, that difference becomes critical. Even small increases in potassium can build up quickly. I had a former patient, Elena, 67. She switched completely to egg whites thinking it was the safest option, but over time her energy dropped and her body felt weaker. Something wasn't working the way she expected. The issue wasn't the food itself. It was how she was using it, and that's where most people go wrong. Egg whites provide high-quality protein. This helps maintain muscle without creating excess waste for your kidneys. That balance is what makes them so effective. You're supporting your body without overloading it. But egg whites contain a protein called avidin. When they're not fully cooked, it blocks your body from using key nutrients. Over time, that leads to fatigue and imbalance, and your system doesn't function as efficiently. They also contain almost no fat. Without fat, your body struggles to absorb important vitamins. That can increase inflammation over time, and that adds extra stress on your kidneys. So even though you're eating protein, your body may not be fully benefiting. You're feeding the system, but not supporting it completely, and that imbalance can quietly affect kidney function, especially with age. The solution is simple. Cook egg whites fully until firm. This helps your body use the protein properly and reduces unnecessary strain on your system. And don't eat them alone. Pair them with healthy fats like olive oil or avocado. This improves absorption and balance. Small changes make a big difference here. There's also one hidden issue. Many carton egg whites contain added sodium and stabilizers. Over time, that can raise blood pressure and increase kidney strain. And most people don't realize it. So egg whites aren't the problem. But how you use them makes all the difference. Used correctly, they become one of the safest protein choices for protecting your kidneys. Number 2, white rice. White rice often gets a bad reputation, especially as we get older. Many people avoid it, thinking it's just empty carbs. But for kidney health, that assumption isn't always accurate. In some cases, it can actually be the safer option. I remember a man in his early 60s who came in worried about his lab results. His potassium kept rising, and his kidney function was slowly declining. He told me he had switched completely to brown rice and whole grains. He thought he was doing everything right, but that was exactly the problem. Those healthier grains were quietly adding more potassium than his kidneys could handle, and his body was starting to show it. When we replaced those foods with properly portioned white rice, things began to change. His potassium levels stabilized within weeks. His energy improved, and his labs became more predictable. Not because white rice is special, but because it reduced the load on his kidneys. White rice is naturally low in potassium. That means it places less strain on your kidneys compared to many whole grains. And as kidney function declines, that difference becomes critical. Even small increases in potassium can build up quickly. It's also easier to digest. Your body can use it for energy without leaving excess residue behind. That helps reduce overall stress on your system, especially when digestion slows with age. But how you eat it makes a big difference. Eating it hot and on its own can cause a quick spike in blood sugar. That's where most people go wrong, and that's also easy to fix. Letting white rice cool before eating changes how your body processes it. The starch becomes slower to digest and more stable. This helps support steady energy instead of sharp spikes. A small shift with a big impact. You can improve it even more by pairing it with fats and fiber. Adding vegetables, olive oil, or clean protein slows absorption further. This turns it into a balanced meal instead of a quick carb hit, and your body handles it much better. There's also one hidden trap. Pre-cooked or instant rice often contains additives and processed oils. Over time, that can increase inflammation and stress your kidneys. And most people don't realize it. So white rice isn't something to fear. Used correctly, it becomes a steady, low-stress energy source, and it can support your kidneys instead of working against them. Number 3. Blueberries. Blueberries don't look like anything special, just a small fruit people eat without thinking too much. But for an aging body, they can have a much bigger impact than expected, especially when both brain function and kidney health start to decline. Blueberries help keep your potassium intake under control without you having to think too much about it. That makes them a more flexible fruit choice compared to options like bananas or oranges. As kidney function weakens, that kind of stability becomes more important, and it helps reduce unnecessary pressure on your system. I remember my neighbor Bill, 71 years old. He started noticing small memory lapses, forgetting names and misplacing things. It wasn't serious, but it was frustrating enough to shake his confidence. He felt like his mind was slowly slowing down. Instead of turning to supplements, he made a simple change. He added a handful of blueberries to his routine each day. After a few weeks, he told me things felt clearer. Not perfect, but more stable and easier to manage. This effect is linked to compounds called anthocyanins. These help protect brain cells from oxidative stress. They also support communication between neurons. Over time, that can help maintain sharper mental function. At the same time, blueberries don't overload your system. Because they're low in potassium, they support your body without adding extra pressure on your kidneys. That balance is what makes them valuable. You're supporting multiple systems at once, but how you eat them still matters. Many people consume them in sugary products like muffins or flavored yogurt. That cancels out most of the benefit and adds unnecessary stress back into the system. To get the full effect, keep it simple. A small handful each day is enough. Frozen options often work just as well, sometimes even better, and they're easier to keep consistent. So blueberries aren't just a snack. Used the right way, they support both brain function and kidney health. Small habits like this can create noticeable changes over time. And even if your mind feels sharp, there's another healthy food that might be quietly working against your body every single day. Number 4, red bell peppers. These are often overlooked in everyday meals. Most people treat them as just a colorful addition. But for an aging body, they deliver far more than appearance, especially when nutrient density starts to matter. Red bell peppers don't add much potassium to your daily intake. That makes them easier for your kidneys to handle compared to many other nutrient-rich foods. And as kidney function declines, that small detail becomes more important. It's about reducing unnecessary load. Research has shown a strong link between vitamin C intake and better tissue repair in older adults. Higher intake is associated with improved collagen maintenance and lower oxidative stress. That directly affects blood vessels and circulation. And circulation plays a key role in kidney function. They also provide significantly more vitamin C than most fruits. This helps maintain the structure of your skin, joints, and vascular system. Over time, that keeps your body more stable and resilient and reduces internal strain on your organs. In addition, they contain carotenoids like lutein and zeaxanthin. These compounds help protect cells from long-term damage. They also support eye health, which often declines alongside kidney issues. It's a broader protective effect across multiple systems. But how you use them still matters. Eating them raw helps preserve vitamin C. Light cooking with healthy fats improves nutrient absorption. Using both methods gives you a more complete benefit. There's also a hidden risk to watch for. Bell peppers are often high in pesticide residue. Over time, that can increase the burden on your liver and kidneys, and that can quietly cancel out the benefit. So this isn't just a side vegetable. Used correctly, it supports your body without adding extra stress and helps protect key systems as you age. Number 5, cauliflower. This is one of the most underestimated vegetables on the plate. It doesn't stand out, and most people treat it as a simple substitute. But for an aging body, it plays a much deeper role, especially when internal balance starts to matter more. Cauliflower helps keep your potassium intake under control. That makes it easier for your kidneys to manage compared to many other vegetables. As kidney function declines, that stability becomes more important, and it helps reduce unnecessary strain over time. Research has shown that higher intake of cruciferous vegetables is linked to better vascular health. One large study found that people who consumed more of these vegetables had healthier artery thickness. That directly relates to lower cardiovascular risk, and better circulation supports kidney function. The key compound behind this is sulforaphane. It activates a pathway called NRF2 in your body. This helps your system produce its own antioxidants and reduces the internal load your kidneys have to filter. Over time, this supports cellular repair and lowers oxidative stress. It also helps stabilize energy and immune response. These are all systems that decline with age, and they all connect back to kidney health. But how you prepare it makes a difference. Overcooking destroys the compounds that give it value. Boiling it too long removes much of its benefit, and that's where most people lose the effect. To get the full benefit, keep it simple. Lightly steam or roast it at a higher temperature. You can also chop it and let it sit before cooking. This helps activate its key compounds. There's also a hidden trap to watch for. Many processed cauliflower products contain added starches and oils. These can increase inflammation and stress your system, and that cancels out the benefit. So this isn't just a filler vegetable. Used correctly, it supports your body without adding extra load, and it helps your kidneys function more efficiently over time. Number 6, cabbage. It doesn't look like anything special on the plate. Just a simple vegetable most people don't think twice about. But for an aging body, this is where small choices start to matter, especially when kidney function becomes more sensitive. Cabbage helps keep your potassium intake low without sacrificing volume. That means you can eat satisfying portions without adding extra stress to your kidneys. As filtration slows with age, this becomes more important. It allows your body to stay balanced without overload. I had a former patient, Susan, 70. She constantly felt restricted and hungry because most foods pushed her potassium too high. We added cabbage into her meals. It gave her volume without increasing the load. Her labs became more stable over time, not because cabbage is special on its own, but because it reduced pressure on her kidneys and made her diet easier to maintain. Cabbage is also rich in fiber and antioxidants. These help support digestion and reduce internal inflammation. Lower inflammation means less work for your kidneys and better overall balance in your system. It also has high water content. This supports hydration and circulation. Both are important for kidney function over time, and they become more critical with age. But how you prepare it still matters. Cooking it too heavily reduces its value, and adding too much salt cancels out the benefit. That's where many people go wrong. To keep it effective, keep it simple. Lightly saute it or eat it raw in small portions. Pair it with clean protein and healthy fats. This helps create a balanced meal without extra stress. There's also a hidden trap. Processed cabbage dishes often contain excess sodium or heavy sauces. Over time, that can raise blood pressure and strain your kidneys. And most people don't notice it, so this isn't just a basic vegetable. Used correctly, it gives you volume, balance, and support, and it helps your kidneys function without added pressure. Number 7. Macadamia nuts. These are often seen as just a high-fat snack, something people avoid when trying to eat clean. But for an aging body, the right kind of fat becomes more important, especially when kidney function starts to decline. Macadamia nuts are naturally very low in potassium compared to most other nuts. That makes them easier for your kidneys to handle. As filtration slows with age, controlling mineral load becomes more important. And small differences like this add up over time. They are also rich in monounsaturated fats. These are the same heart-supporting fats found in olive oil. Research has linked them to improved cardiovascular health and reduced inflammation. And lower inflammation means less stress on your kidneys. Unlike many protein-heavy snacks, macadamia nuts don't create a large metabolic burden. Your body can use them for steady energy without producing excess waste. That balance is important when your kidneys are already working harder. And it helps maintain overall stability. They also contain antioxidants that help protect cells from oxidative damage. Over time, this supports better tissue function and recovery. It also helps reduce internal stress on your system, and that connects directly to kidney health. But portion size still matters. Because they are calorie-dense, it's easy to overeat without realizing it, and too much fat at once can slow digestion. That's where balance becomes important. A small handful is usually enough. Pairing them with lighter foods can help your body process them more efficiently. This keeps energy steady without overwhelming your system. And it makes them easier to include daily. There's also a hidden trap to watch for. Many packaged nuts are roasted in processed oils or covered in salt. Over time, that can increase inflammation and blood pressure, and that puts extra strain on your kidneys. So macadamia nuts aren't just a snack. Used correctly, they provide stable energy without adding unnecessary load. And they support your body in a way that stays balanced over time. Number 8. Olive oil. This is one of the simplest ingredients in your kitchen. Most people use it without thinking twice. But for an aging body, the type of fat you choose starts to matter more, especially when inflammation and kidney stress begin to build. Olive oil doesn't contribute meaningful potassium to your diet. That makes it a safe addition even when kidney function becomes more sensitive. It adds energy and support without increasing mineral load. And that balance is important over time. Research has shown that diets rich in extra virgin olive oil are linked to lower inflammation levels. This is largely due to compounds like polyphenols. These help reduce oxidative stress inside the body, and that directly lowers the burden on your kidneys. It's also rich in monounsaturated fats. These support cardiovascular health and improve circulation. Better blood flow means your kidneys receive more consistent support, and that helps maintain filtration efficiency as you age. Another benefit is how it affects digestion. Healthy fats help your body absorb key vitamins more effectively. Without them, many nutrients pass through unused. And that can quietly weaken your system over time, but how you use it still matters. Heating olive oil at very high temperatures can damage its beneficial compounds, and using too much can add unnecessary calories. That's where balance becomes important. To get the most out of it, use it in moderate amounts. Drizzle it over vegetables or mix it into meals after cooking. This helps preserve its protective compounds and makes it easier for your body to use. There is also a hidden trap. Many products labeled olive oil are blended with cheaper processed oils. Over time, those can increase inflammation and stress your system. and most people don't realize the difference. So this isn't just a cooking ingredient. Used correctly, it supports your body without adding extra strain, and it helps protect your kidneys by reducing internal stress over time. Number 9. Unsalted popcorn. This might not seem like a health food. Most people think of popcorn as something processed or indulgent, but in its simplest form, it can be surprisingly useful, especially when you need volume without overloading your system. Unsalted popcorn doesn't add much potassium to your diet. That makes it easier for your kidneys to handle compared to many common snacks. As kidney function declines, even small differences start to matter, and this is one of those quiet advantages. I remember a man named Henry in his early 70s. He struggled with constant snacking and rising potassium levels. Most of the foods he reached for were working against him, and he didn't realize how much it was affecting his labs. We made one simple change. He replaced those snacks with plain unsalted popcorn. It gave him volume without adding extra mineral load, and it helped him feel satisfied without overdoing it. Within weeks, his numbers became more stable, not because popcorn is special on its own, but because it reduced the pressure on his kidneys and made his habits easier to manage. Popcorn is also high in fiber. This helps support digestion and keeps your system moving. Better digestion reduces internal buildup, and that lowers the workload on your kidneys. It's also light and low in calories. That allows you to eat a reasonable portion without overloading your body, and it helps maintain steady energy throughout the day, especially between meals, but how you prepare it matters. Adding butter, salt, or flavored coatings changes everything. That's where most people lose the benefit and turn it back into a problem. To keep it effective, stick to air-popped popcorn. Keep it plain or lightly seasoned without added sodium. This keeps it gentle on your system and easy for your body to handle. There is also a hidden trap. Many packaged popcorn products contain processed oils and additives. Over time, these can increase inflammation and blood pressure, and that adds extra strain on your kidneys. So popcorn isn't the problem. Used the right way, it becomes a simple, low-stress snack, and it helps support your body without adding unnecessary load. Number 10. Bulgur. Not every grain works the same way for your body. Some are heavier, harder to digest, and add more strain over time. Others are lighter and easier to manage. Bulgur falls into that second group. Compared to many whole grains, bulgur brings a more moderate mineral load when eaten in proper portions. That makes it easier for your kidneys to handle. As kidney function declines, controlling that load becomes more important. And portion size plays a key role here. Research shows that higher fiber grains can support more stable blood sugar and digestion. This helps reduce internal stress on the body. And lower metabolic stress means less work for your kidneys. Over time, that creates a more balanced system. Bulgur is partially pre-cooked, which makes it easier to digest than many other grains. Your body can process it more efficiently. That means less residue and less waste to filter. And that helps reduce overall strain. Its fiber content also supports gut health. Better digestion helps move waste out of the body more effectively. This reduces the buildup your kidneys have to deal with and improves overall balance. But how much you eat still matters. Larger portions can increase mineral intake quickly, and that can cancel out the benefit. Balance is what makes this work. To use it well, keep portions moderate and pair it with lighter foods. Vegetables and healthy fats help slow absorption. This keeps your system stable instead of overloaded. Small adjustments make a big difference. There's also a hidden trap. Many packaged grain mixes include added sodium or seasoning blends. Over time, that can raise blood pressure and increase kidney strain. And most people don't realize it, so bulgur isn't just another grain. Used correctly, it becomes a lighter, more manageable option, and it helps support your body without adding unnecessary pressure. By now, you've probably noticed a pattern. It's not about cutting everything out. It's about choosing foods your body can handle more easily, especially when kidney function becomes more sensitive with age. Potassium isn't the enemy. But when your kidneys slow down, even normal amounts can build up. That's when small choices start to matter more, and those choices shape your long-term health. The foods you eat either increase the load on your system or help reduce it. Some quietly push your body toward imbalance. Others support stability without extra strain, and that difference adds up over time. You don't need a complicated diet, just simple adjustments and consistency. Choosing the right foods, preparing them properly, and avoiding hidden sodium makes a real impact. That's what protects your kidneys day by day. And if this helped you, take a second to support the channel. Like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it. Small actions like this can help more people stay healthy longer. Because in the end, it's not about perfection, it's about staying in control before problems begin. And the earlier you start, the more you can protect what matters most.